Listening. Marriage customs. Listen to some information about marriage customs. 1.
You know, this book about marriage customs is really interesting.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, listen to this. It talks about this native tribe in Paraguay.
Uh-huh.
When two women in the tribe want to marry the same man, guess what they do?
I have no idea. What?
They have a boxing match and fight until one of them wins.
And the prize is the husband?
Of course.
2.
Does the book say anything about Malaysia?
I don't know. Why?
Well, when people get married in Malaysia, they have to eat rice during the ceremony.
Yeah? What's so strange about that?
It's uncooked rice.
3.
Oh, here's another one. Don't laugh, but I think this is really romantic.
You think something is romantic? What is it?
In Italy, a friend or family member often brings a pair of white doves to the wedding. After the ceremony, the cage is opened and the doves fly into the air. The birds symbolize the couple's love and happiness.
You're right. That is romantic.
4.
And here's an interesting custom from India.
Let's hear it.
There's a special Hindu water pouring ceremony during the wedding.
And what happens?
Well, when the Indian bride and groom are married, someone pours water all over both of them.
Why do they do that?
It says here that it brings the couple closer together.
Interesting.
Conversation. That's progress. Listen and practice.
This neighborhood sure has changed.
I know. A few years ago, not many people lived here, but the population is growing so fast these days.
Remember how we used to rent videotapes at that little video store?
Yeah, now it's a multiplex cinema.
And I hear they're tearing down our high school. They're going to build a shopping mall. Soon there will be just malls and parking lots.
That's because everyone has a car. 50 years ago, people walked everywhere. Nowadays, they drive.
That's progress, I guess.
Listen to the rest of the conversation. What else has changed in their neighborhood?
Well, what about that old bookstore? Do you know if it's still there?
No, it's not. Now it's a hair salon.
Really? What about the Thai restaurant next to it? I loved that place.
Oh, that's still there.
Let's go there this weekend. I'll drive. I can pick you up.
Great.
Listening. For better or for worse. Listen to people discuss changes. 1.
How long have you been living here?
Oh, for over 20 years.
And have you noticed a lot of changes during that time?
Oh, yes, quite a few. This is a much nicer place to live now than it used to be. It's much greener. When I first moved here, there weren't many trees around. But over the last few years, the city has planted trees everywhere. It's made such a difference.
2.
How do you like living here?
Well, it's an interesting city, but you really need a car here. You can't go anywhere without one. There used to be a good bus system, but there isn't anymore.
Why is that?
Oh, I think they expect everyone to have a car, so they don't bother to provide decent bus service. It's getting worse and worse. These days, you have to wait a long time for a bus, and when one finally shows up, it's usually full.
3.
I can't believe how much this neighborhood has changed.
What do you mean?
Well, when Joe and I first bought this house, that was almost 20 years ago, of course, there were lots of young couples with children living on this street.
I don't see any kids out today.
That's because they've all grown up and moved out of their parents' houses. The only young children we see around here these days are the grandchildren when they come to visit. It's too bad. I miss the sounds of kids playing. It's gotten way too quiet around here.
Conversation. I need a job. Listen and practice.
I'm so broke. I really need to find a job.
So do I. Do you see anything good listed?
How about this telephone sales job? You call people and try to sell them magazines?
That sounds boring. And anyway, I'm not very good at selling.
Well, I am. I might check that one out. Oh, here's one for you. An assistant entertainment director on a cruise ship.
That sounds like fun. I love traveling, and I've never been on a cruise ship.
It says here you have to work every day while the ship is at sea.
That's okay. I don't mind working long hours if the pay is good. I think I'll apply for it.
Listen to Brad's phone call. What else does the job require?
Hello?
Hello, this is the employment office of Holiday Cruise Lines. May I speak with Brad?
Hello, this is Brad.
Ah, good. Brad, we got your application for Assistant Entertainment Director. Your skills look good, but I have a question. Do you speak any other languages?
No, not really.
Oh, that's too bad. We're really looking for someone who can speak at least one other language. I'm sorry, but we'll keep your application and call you if another job comes up.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for calling me, and I hope to hear from you again.
Listening. Job hunting. Listen to people talk about the kind of work they are looking for. Check the job that would be best for each person. 1. Bill.
So, what kind of job are you looking for?
Well, I haven't made up my mind. I love working with people, and I love traveling. I don't want a job where I'm stuck in an office all day. I want to get out and see the world.
Are you interested in working in business? That's where you can sometimes make good money.
I'm not really interested in making a lot of money at this point in my life. I'll worry about that later.
2. Shannon.
What kind of career are you planning for yourself?
I don't know. I think I'd like to have a job where I can help people. Everybody else in my family is in law or business. You know, boring stuff like that. That's just not for me. I know I'd like to work overseas, though. Maybe in a children's hospital in a developing country. But that's a long way away. I have to get into medical school first, and that's not going to be easy.
3. Ben.
What kind of job do I have in mind? Well, I don't want a regular 9-to-5 job. Eventually, I'd like to get into acting, maybe even break into movies, but I guess that won't happen for a while.
So, what are you doing in the meantime?
Well, I work out at the gym nearly every day. I need to be really fit. And I'm taking acting lessons as well so that I feel comfortable in front of the crowd. I just had some pictures taken to show to agents in the city. Would you like to see them?
Sure.
Perspectives. Job profiles. Listen to these people answer the question, What kind of work would you like to do? What job does each person talk about?
Well, I think I'd make a good journalist because I'm good at writing. When I was in college, I worked as a reporter for the school website. I really enjoyed writing different kinds of articles.
I know what I don't want to do. A lot of my friends work in the stock market, but I could never be a stockbroker because I can't make decisions quickly. I don't mind working hard, but I'm terrible under pressure.
I'm still in school. My parents want me to be a teacher, but I'm not sure yet. I guess I could be a teacher because I'm very creative. I'm also very impatient, so maybe I shouldn't work with kids.
Listening, good or bad? Listen to Louisa and Tim discuss 4 jobs. Write down the jobs and check if they would be good or bad at them. 1. Louisa.
I don't know what classes to take this semester. I can't decide what I want to do with my life. Have you thought about it, Louisa?
A little bit. My history professor says I should think about a career in politics, but I don't think I'd make a good politician.
Why not?
Oh, you know me. I'm not good at working with other people. I'm too moody, and politicians have to work with people all the time.
That's true. So what do you think you want to do?
Well, honestly, I think I'd make a good architect.
Oh, you would. You're so creative.
And I love drawing and, I don't know, making things. Plus, then I'd get to work alone a lot.
2. Tim.
That reminds me of a problem I'm having.
What is it?
You know my parents have a restaurant, right? Well, my father wants me to be the manager.
And you don't want to?
No way. Restaurant managers have to manage other people. I'd be terrible. I'm too disorganized.
So what do you want to do?
Well, I think I could be a good teacher. I like working with kids and I'm pretty patient.
That's true. And you're very hardworking.
Perspectives. The Empire State Building. Now listen. What information is the most surprising?
Okay, folks, here we are in the Empire State Building. The history of the Empire State Building is filled with many interesting facts and figures. It was designed by American architect William Lamb to become the tallest building in the world. Construction began in March 1930, and by October of that same year, 88 floors were already finished. In 1931, after 14 months and $25 million, the building's 102 floors were officially opened by U.S. President Herbert Hoover. In 1964, colored lights were added to the top by the building's owners. The colors change almost every night. While it's no longer the world's tallest building, it is still seen as a symbol of New York City, and people from all over the world visit the building every year. It has even been featured in some of Hollywood's biggest films, including King Kong and Sleepless in Seattle.
Listening. Who built them? Listen to 3 tour guides describe some very old monuments. Take notes to answer the questions below. 1. The pyramids. Who built them? Why were they built?
Pyramids were built more than 4,000 years ago by the Egyptians. The most famous ones are on the west bank of the River Nile, outside of Cairo. They were built as burial places for the Egyptian kings. After a king's death, his body was turned into what is called a mummy. This preserved it. The king's mummy was placed inside the pyramid along with treasures.
2. Machu Picchu. How big is the city? When was it discovered?
Machu Picchu is an Inca city in Peru. Construction of the city started in 1450. The ruins are about 2,400 meters above sea level. The city covers about 13 square kilometers. For centuries, the city was buried in the jungle and wasn't discovered again until 1911. Today, Machu Picchu is one of the most famous tourist attractions in all of South America.
3. The Great Wall of China. Why was it built? How long is it?
The Great Wall of China is the longest structure ever built. It was built to protect one of the Chinese kingdoms. Much of what exists of the wall today was built during the Ming Dynasty in the late 1400s, although some parts of the wall are much older. The wall is about 11 meters high, and a stone roadway runs along the top of it. The main part of the wall stretches for about 3,400 kilometers.
Conversation. I need some information. Listen and practice.
Hello?
Oh, hello. I need some information. What currency is used in the European Union?
Where?
The European Union?
I think the euro is used in most of Europe.
Oh, right. And is English spoken much there?
I really have no idea.
Huh. Well, what about credit cards? Are they accepted everywhere?
How would I know?
Well, you're a travel agent, aren't you?
What? This is a hair salon. You have the wrong number.